Uh-oh. There we go. Are we good? Welcome back, everybody. This is United vs. Everybody. I'm Sean. This is Dylan, and this is the weekly Kickabout. How's everybody doing this week? Hope everybody is having a good week. Dylan, how are you doing this week, man?
Good. Tired, but good.
Tired,
Winding
but
down,
good.
winding down the end of summer work, getting a little recharge before the school year kicks off. So,
Seems to be the theme this week. Tired, but good. I think everyone's just kind of. I don't know about you. I'm kind of done with summer. I'm ready for this to be done, dude.
ready for fall, man.
I know for you that means back to school and stuff, but I'm like, dude, I'm just tired of the heat, tired of the
Yep.
thunderstorms, tired of the humidity, tired of just the bleh. I'm ready for Premier League football to get back, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So hopefully you
Soon.
guys are all having a good week soon. Couple more weeks, man. Just
11 days.
and then it's match previews, match reviews, and stuff just nonstop. I think there's like one less now this week, this year, because there's no European football. So it's a bittersweet thing, right? Because we're not in Europe, but at the same time, it's one less thing for me to have to worry about during the week. So, but it is what it is. I hope everyone's doing well. It is the Kickabout. It's a pretty chill vibe. We're kind of recapping a lot of what's been going on the last week. If you guys have been following along, you guys know what to expect. You know what to do. Make sure, first and foremost, you guys like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new, because we are on that road to 3K. A little bit of time left, but again, if somehow miraculously we get to 3K before we kick a ball this season, I will do a giveaway, a brand new 25-26 shirt. It's with a couple weeks left. I might even promise 2 shirts. That should be an incentive, double the chances. So I'm just saying, it's up to you guys, not me. I can only do so much. I can go on like the radio and put up a billboard or something. It just says subscribe. I don't know what else I can do.
Just leave it as subscribe, no other information.
Giant QR code on a billboard so people are taking out their phones while they're driving and stuff. It's safe. That's how we roll. But yes, like, subscribe, check the memberships too to learn how you can get involved. Remember, Legends memberships do enable you the opportunity to join in with Dylan and I for a bit on the Kickabout to discuss, your thoughts and your feedback on some of the topics we're discussing. So just keep that in mind, Legends members. It is a perk of the membership. Big up, Box. Hope you're doing well, my friend. So let's dive into the Kickabout, you guys. We're going to talk about Sesko. We're going to talk about midfielders. We're going to talk about this Premier League summer series. We're going to talk about managers, and is the era of the long-term manager dead and over, or maybe is it just depend on the manager? We're going to talk about all that today. First up, though, it does look like, I don't know if you saw this, Dylan, the United's third strip is going to be released next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Save the date is apparently the thing we're doing now. I think anybody could really be. I mean, really, any 12-year-old who's spent any amount of time on social media could probably be Manchester United's social media person, because some of these posts are just they're kind of lazy. So, but third strip. Which strip are you looking most forward to, Dill?
The more I talk about it, the more I see it, man, the more I look at it. That away strip with the plum on there.
Yeah.
I'm biased towards purple, with it being my favorite color. So that's.
Well, yeah, I'm not super impressed. Like I've said, that's probably the one I like the most. We'll see. If you guys do want them, though, I know GoGoalShop does have the fan version and the authentic version of both the home and the away strip this year. You guys can get $5 off if you use the code that's in the video description when you register. But they do have them there, so go check those out. It won't cost you a ton. You won't have to give any money to the Glazers or Ineos, whoever you're hating on these days. And if you do end up getting anything at GoGoalShop, make sure you leave a review, because you do get a little GoGoalShop cash back when you do that. Just a little tip for y'all. And if you want to go leave a review for them on Trustpilot as well, they'll give you even more GoGoGal cash. So go Gadget, GoGoalShop, go get it on. But yeah, so are you going to get one then, you think?
Probably, yeah. I'll probably get the plum one when I get to sit down and think for a minute.
Yeah, the white one's pretty cool. I like the white one. The black one had potential. It's just not for me anymore. So it is what it is. Box says he can't see us buying Baleba. I think Brighton will sell him summer 2026. It is an option. I do like what I'm seeing. We're going to talk all sorts of about that today, but we do want to start things off with Sesko. Also, real quick, I don't know if you watched my video the other day, Dylan, of the midfielders, just like the handful that I was scouting. But I posted, there was one guy on there, his name is Mamadou Sangari, he plays for Rapid Vienna. Posted his percentiles, posted his heat map, posted all that on Twitter the other day. And like, it blew up. All these Malian football fans, all these Rapid Vienna football fans started liking it, started reposting it. It's been seen like 7,000 times now. I'm like, what is happening? Like, I didn't realize that the Malian football fan base was so strong out there, but it was just, that completely blew me because he's a Malian midfielder. So I'm like, this is insane.
Nice.
Clearly they rate him pretty highly, so it was pretty funny to watch that. I keep getting the notifications. I'm like, oh, what's going on? And I'm like, no, another Malian person or another Rapid Vienna fan is just liking this and reposting it. So I'm like, I'm huge in Mali. Apparently, maybe we should find a Malian match to go to.
There you go. It's a start, man. You're gonna get Fabrizio famous.
I thought it was funny, man. Daddy B, big up, man. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Oh boy, what a day, man. Got a haircut today, doing all sorts of stuff today, man. But it's been crazy. All right, well, we know why everyone's here. Why don't we get into it here? Let's talk about Benjamin Sesko, because this was some news that came out yesterday that United had made the offer for Sesko, 75 million pounds, euros, 10 million euros add-ons, which is our valuation. Now, remember, this was a day after Newcastle had submitted their bid, which was actually higher than ours. And I read too, maybe you can verify this, that they had actually made a second bid, Newcastle, that was a little higher. Am I remembering that correctly? So, that probably means Isak's like gone, right? Like, he's probably pretty much told them, like, I'm out the door if they're spending that much. That was probably Isak money that they were spending that they hadn't even gotten yet at that point. So, but again, interesting, because Romano reported more than a week ago that Sesko had this gentleman's agreement that Leipzig would allow him to leave for a lower fee if a club he deemed special came in for him and made an offer. So, interesting stuff, right? And then I guess all the reports that we wouldn't make a move for Sesko unless he told us that he wanted to join United. And so all that kind of culminated in this bid that United put in yesterday. So interesting stuff. How are you feeling about this so far?
I mean, I'm happy he's going to be coming in if that's true. I'm not happy with the price. I think that we mentioned it last week or the week before. The price for an unproven Premier League striker, yes, he's young, but we looked at his statistics. The numbers he's put up in the Bundesliga. Don't want to repeat Erasmus where we pay a lot and then we don't lose his confidence, and then then we're like, do we get another one or we stick with him? I do hope he does well. I think he's got all the opportunity that he can, especially with more, two more offensive-minded individuals with Embuemo and Cunha there to help them. But yeah, the price, especially with PSR and how that's a scare for me, is also something that makes me wary of this move.
Yeah. It's always a risk. We don't really have good luck with Bundesliga attackers at United. We don't really have good luck with young strikers who cost around 74 million pounds total, because this is about if add-ons are reached, this will be about the same as the total possible fee we'll pay for Højlund. So again, that like 65 up to like 72, 73, 74 million pounds, which, yeah, I agree it is a lot. If you guys remember, I've been saying the last couple of weeks, I don't want to spend that much on Benjamin Sesko. I don't think he's worth that much. I didn't think Watkins was worth that much. I don't think a lot of players are worth that much. And so I don't blame a player for that. Like, that's not the player's fault, right? But it also does come inherently with a bit of expectations. And like you're saying, like we're referring to some of the videos. Yeah, I did that video on Sesko and Watkins a couple weeks ago. You guys can go watch that if you want. It is actually the main video on the channel's like landing page, the homepage. It's already playing. So Matt Hatter, Matt Hatter is excited for Sesko. I mean, this is big from Ineos. And Box agrees. So it's interesting stuff. So obviously we caught up to that, and then this morning I woke up to this morning that Benjamin Sesko has reached a total agreement with Manchester United on personal terms. So personal terms agreed, contract till 2030. Personal terms also means wages as well, bonuses, any of that kind of stuff. Sesko wants to join United. Clear feeling revealed yesterday here. Never gave similar indication to other clubs. That sounds familiar. Club-to-club talks with RB Leipzig continue. What it really sounds like is that like the structure of this deal is what's left to discuss with Leipzig. You know, the same with Mbumo, same with Cunha, just how much we want to pay up front. And people are freaking out. Like, how are we able to pay this much? And I can't tell, like, if it's people like TalkSport or ESPN or whoever who they don't just understand how transfers work or PSR works, or if they're just being kind of facetious and disingenuous when they talk about it. But they're like, they're paying this much. How much? I can't believe United are spending this. I think it's Jamie Carragher was talking about it today on the overlap. Like, they're like, we're not spending this much, right? It's you look at it based on the initial fee. And it's a 3-year rolling PSR period as well. Like, people really need to get their heads wrapped around how PSR window works, how FFP works, how amortization works. This is how it works. So that's what we're working on right now. So on paper, people can say, well, we spent, 200 million. Well, we haven't. We spent maybe 60, 70 million upfront out of our own pocket so far. And that's not including what we're saving on wages from Rashford, what we're getting from sell-on fees as well. And yes, some of the cost cutting that we've done has gone towards that as well. So, but that's what we're doing right now. We're figuring out how to structure that deal, and that's just the way it is. I think the best part of this for me, I mean, people are excited for Sesko. I'm just having a blast watching Newcastle fans in an absolute meltdown this week. Oh, man, the pivoting and the revisionism and the denial and the backtracking and just the overwhelming cognitive dissonance that I've seen from Newcastle fans from this transfer window has been both sad and hilarious at the same time. Are you finding it as exciting as a spectator sport as I am?
This is so much fun. It's kind of like when we denied them Europe when we won the FA Cup. It's almost as good as that.
So, they've been denied all over the place because they were in for some other players. They were in for like Delap as well. Who else? I'm trying to think off the top of my head now.
There was a list today. Let me see if I can find it.
Because it's not even players that we've stolen. It's just everybody's stealing players from them. Who's else? I'll get caught up on the chat. Look it up for me. Lyle, welcome back, Lyle. Good to see you again. Yo, been a minute. Hope everyone's doing well. Big up Sean and Dylan. Big up Lyle. ITN says, guys, please stop with the money penny pinching agenda the United Press has spread. We got plenty of our funds available, trust me. Well, I can only go by what we're being told, man. I can't pretend I know more. Matt Hatter says, even at our worst, we're still bigger than Newcastle. See, we are. It's so funny, too. So, Bach says, João Pedro, that's one of them. Housen, yeah, I forgot they were in for that kid, too. Man, he's just giving me everybody. Ekitike, yeah, that was the other one I remember.
Trafford didn't go to him.
Trafford, yep. I didn't know Kudos was linked.
Guehi, yep.
Dang, they're just losing everybody. That's so funny, man.
Yeah.
But the salt has just been worth it. It's so funny, man. I don't. Do you have like social media? So are you able to see just random Newcastle fans?
Oh,
yeah, it's freaking. Do you know any Newcastle fans?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I don't know any
better.
Newcastle fans, but I've seen some like the things that come up on like Instagram and stuff like that of people just being like, what is happening? How can they go to United? It's like, well, we are United. You're fake United. So
right. Why would anyone choose United over Champions League football? Because we're Man United. Oh man. Like seriously, Newcastle fans, why do you ask questions to which you already know the answer? And why do you ask questions where the obvious answer just makes you look bad? Like, do you really want the answer to that question? You're really just setting yourself up. Maybe it's a rhetorical question. I don't know. But, I mean, another rhetorical question could be, who's that team we call United? I mean, maybe there's one of those out there, too. Stay salty, my friends, always. It's embarrassing. They're just, it's so, because the media is like, this is like, Manchester United are a mess. Players are going there to ruin their careers. And I'm like, it literally doesn't make you look better when you say that. It's just the cognitive dissonance kicks in. And then I just sit back and watch. I almost want to make some popcorn when I watch this shit. It's freaking hilarious. Box says West Ham United are better than Newcastle United. What other Uniteds are better than Newcastle, I wonder? Scunthorpe.
Hey, West Ham do have a European trophy.
That is true. Scunthorpe United, we'll put that up there as well.
There you go. I like that one.
Oh man, FC United of Manchester, we can put that up there too. That can be bigger. Lyle says a Geordie channel on YouTube had the biggest meltdown. It was glorious. Yeah, this freaking the Toon Army, the Geordies, like all of it, man. True Geordie, everybody's having a meltdown, dude. It's freaking. I'm here for it. But back to Sesko though, he better score some goals, right? Like you're saying, 13 goals in the league is not worth 73 million.
No,
What would have been a better number for you?
not even close. We're going to need 55 with add-ons up to 62.
Yeah, sounds about
Maybe
right.
60.
I like.
That would have been. I could pallet that. Yeah.
Yeah,
DC
that sounds about right. DC United. Oh boy, that's funny stuff. The add-ons are reportedly pretty achievable too, according to Romano. I think he was saying it's probably going to be something like appearances and whatnot. On that though, this is all operating under the assumption that we're going to sign Sesko, right? So, what do you think, Dylan, is a realistic expectation for Sesko in this first season? He's a little older than Højlund was when we signed him. He's been playing like at the top level longer than Højlund has. So again, he is coming from a different league. He is still young, right? But at the same time, when we sign both Højlund and Sesko, if you look at just their careers, Sesko is just a little bit further ahead by at least a year or two, right? So what do you think in terms of goal output is a realistic expectation for him should he come here?
So I've got two numbers based on kind of how the offense clicks. And how, I mean, we saw in the friendly that with Emblemo and Ahmad and Bruno and Cunha out there, they looked pretty good, at least for getting things going, having a little bit of fluidity there. So if Sesko, so say let's go with a low end, things don't line up. He doesn't really link very well for some reason. I still want 12 league goals.
12 in the league?
Yeah, I think that's achievable. 18 all competitions. If things do better, like they click relatively quickly, he fits right into that pressing system and the attacking system. I mean, I don't see why he can't get to 18 league goals, get close to 25 all comps. So I've kind of got two different levels here based on how I think it might play out. So.
Yeah, I'm always just curious what people think. I didn't have with Højlund, I didn't have super high expectations, right? He actually, his first season, Højlund surpassed anything that I probably would have put on him. So I was very happy with that. And then he kind of just went the far opposite last season. But Sesko, a lot of people think he's better than Højlund. So if he's better than Højlund, then he should, by all means, do better, right? Logically speaking, according to that logic. So I thought maybe 15 league goals might be a little high, because even like Ollie Watkins, and I mean, these guys aren't doing that super consistently necessarily. 15 in all comps, maybe that's minimum. Maybe that's what I expect, but the price is really going to hurt him. Now, the price, again, I don't care that much about the price when it comes to the player. They don't have a say in that, but a lot of the United fan base has been hyping this guy up since we've been kind of linked to him, and so I don't want the United fan base to kind of build up their hopes only to be disappointed, because I think it's easy to do that. I think it's very easy to look at anybody who's better than who we have and think that they're the savior. But again, like I've said many times, better than who we have is not the same as good enough. Now, Sesko can maybe get there. And somebody said out here, hold on, Lau said it's cheaper than what Liverpool paid for Ekitike. So maybe the market's there. Maybe I was hoping the market would just kind of maybe moved away from that, but apparently not. Because maybe we kind of ruined the striker market when we signed Højlund. I don't know. But excuse me, the smokiness. Smokiness is getting me.
That was me at work today.
Man, there are wildfires in Canada, so it's pretty smoky around here these days. But I just realized that so that means Ekitike costs more than Gyökeres, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane, dude. That's insane. How can the kids had one decent season Gyökeres literally scored like 80 goals or something last year. It was ridiculous. That's insane. The game's gone, dude. What do you think this means for Højlund, though? Does he stay and compete like he said he was ready to? Does he leave? I mean, can Højlund leave?
I
I
think he
saw it.
wants to stay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I think he wants to stay. I don't. I just don't see. I don't see a place for him now because Xerxes is definitely going to play in that linking role, that 9.5 role at some point. One of the strikers up top, but yeah, Højlund, he'll be up there too. But you're going to be fighting for game time. We want to make sure Cheeto gets some time as well. He's going to be on the first team, so and if that happens, he's not going to get regular game time. I don't see.
Yeah.
Without European football, I don't see a spot for Højlund, which is, again, sad. I wanted him to do well, but it might be for the best for him to try something different.
I feel like if everybody stays, I almost wonder, like, again, what does that mean for Cheeto, right? Who's gonna? If clearly Sesko is probably going to be the number one, like starting week in week out if he's fit, right? And if he's performing. So who is next on the bench then? Is Højlund kind of the rotation option? If so, then I'd almost rather Cheeto go on loan. If Cheeto is kind of getting more minutes, then Højlund really should just be gone then at that point. Yeah. Again, I saw Milan linked again. Leipzig wanted him. I don't know if we're ready to do that, but again, no one wants to leave, so I don't know, man. It just we're gonna see what happens. In the perfect world, Højlund will be gone. Lilo says Sesko will score goals. He will bring Cunha and Mbumo into the game very well. Mbumo loves to cross, and the kid has an NBA-style leap. Well, it helps when you're like 6.5 feet tall, so I hope he can leap. That's going to be a big help in both boxes on set pieces. I think he's going to have a bit of help to do when we're defending corners and free kicks because we seem to struggle with that. And it's nice to be able to have another big option in the box. We haven't really had an option like that since like McTominay, really. Speaking of which, big up Scotty McTominay for Ballon d'Or nomination. Big up. I don't know if that's official yet, but it sounds like it's in the works. I mean, I'm glad for him, right? I'm sure everybody is, but it's got to be Ousmane Dembele's, right? I mean, let's be real. Who else would get it? I don't even know. Like the kid won everything, and he scored a boatload of goals playing out of position, basically. So,
yeah,
but
I can't think of anybody. But
I know somewhere Justin's
to win. So,
I mean, it would be hilarious. I'd be happy for him. At the same time, we'd get so much banter for that. So, somewhere Justin's just like, "I told you so. I told you so." Oh boy. Justin's still mad about that. Justin's going to be on his deathbed, just like, I can't believe we sold McTominay. Box says, when you think about it, how did we ever sanction a £72 million deal for a novice 20-year-old center forward Højlund and make him number one? Yeah, and again, we let Højlund down in that regard, Box. He was never really supposed to be the number one guy, just the way it was. And I mean, it was a bit unfair. I don't know what to tell you. We didn't help Højlund in that regard. Højlund hasn't helped himself, so. But I hear you. Let me get caught up here. Box thinks Obi should get a loan to a championship side. Would he start the championship side? Do you think that Cheeto is good enough to start in the championship, Dylan?
Yeah, but I think he worked better as a rotation option. I think he'd do fine starting, but I think he would. It'd be better if he went to a club with experienced striker. He could learn from them, everything like that. So,
maybe we can send him on loan.
Matches.
Send him to like Nice or something, or Lausanne. Maybe go let him get some minutes there. Maybe we can utilize that. Dana says, I think Europe, Germany, championship, very physical for a 17-year-old. Yeah. It's going to be hard because clearly that's kind of where he's going to play. If you watch him play, he wants to get the ball in those central areas, in and around the edge of the box. And for 17-year-old, that's going to be a very physical place to be. And I don't know if he's quite ready. You can tell that he's used to playing that way with kids his age. He's not used to playing that way with grown men yet. And so kind of like what Højlund's saying. Gary in the house with a super chat. Big up, Gary. Thank you, my friend.
What's up, Gary?
Absolute legend. United on a madness right now. He says, if we get Baleba over the line, then wow. If we get Baleba over the line, I want to hear some apologies from these Ratcliffe doubters and stuff and whatnot. We'll talk about it at the end of the transfer window, Dale. And I know you've been looking at the probably the slideshow I've been prepping for the transfer window rating and stuff and the expectations, but we'll talk about that later. But if we get Cunha, Mbumo, Sesko, Baleba, and Lamens this summer, and we're able to clear out some dead wood, then we're gonna have a little talk here. It's gonna be like those. I'm gonna see so many Shaquille O'Neal gifs of like, oh, I was not familiar with your game, kind of a thing going on. Belgium, that could be a good shout, Danny. Maybe we could start getting a good relationship with Club Brugge, even though he who shall not be named is on his way to AC Milan now. So that's a big, significant bummer for the day for me. Bach says send him to Wrexham. That could be a good shout. But big up, Gary. Good to see you again, man. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Always good to see you in the chat. So Hoyland, still don't know. He wants to stay, of course. He might not have a say in that, but he's got, I mean, we would sell him, I think, if we got a big enough offer. I just don't know if we're going to get a big enough offer for him because we'll take a hit if we don't. So, regardless, though, it does sort of feel like we really spearheaded kind of addressing the lack of goals first and foremost in this transfer. And the first three signings were attackers, technically Diego Leon, but we signed him way back when. So I just hope we don't neglect the midfield before the window shuts because it has been quiet. I think goalkeeper, we definitely need some help there. And I think both of them are very vital positions right now in the pitch. We still look very vulnerable in midfield. And we'll talk about it a little later on, but like Ugarte is kind of worrying me a little bit. I don't know if you watched that Everton match. What do you think is left for us in this window? What are your thoughts?
Definitely need a midfielder. That's my next thing I want to go for. I think getting a defensive-minded, press-resistant midfielder to help kind of shield the defense a little bit, but also help start the attacks, get the ball to one of the playmakers, or even be able to bring it up, like we mentioned with Baleba. Somebody to be able to do that has to be the next thing, because if we can do that, if the midfield can kind of link up with the defense, get that movement forward, that's going to help the attack immensely. I know we would definitely still need a keeper, but even if we don't get one, I think we could make it work a little bit for the time being.
I have a very important question. Is it Baleba? Is it Baleba? Is it Baleba? Because
I've heard Baleba and Baleba. So I've heard both.
I really hope it's the latter, because if not, like, then we're missing out on some really good potential songs for his songs if we sign him. If it's Baleba, nothing really rhymes with that. But if it's Baleba, you can say, I'm in love, I'm a believer. Like, it just works, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm Xerxes and I know it. It just works. Ugarte, I gotta be bad. Ugarte be strong. Ugarte, like, it works. But Baleba does not work for me. I'm not gonna, no. Tell him to change his name if that's the key. You're changing your name now. Put a little accent over one of these, and then that fixes everything, man. Gary says every key area is addressed if we get question mark. We'll call it question mark the keeper, because we don't know.
Gary gave us a pronunciation down below.
Who did it?
Gary gave us a pronunciation.
Gary says second one, Baleba. All right, good deal. All right. I mean, that still kind of works a little bit, but Box wants to know if you're going to Burnley. Are you going to Burnley?
I cannot say where I go.
It's going to Manchester in December, y'all. Uwura, welcome to the channel. Good evening. Today is Black Wednesday to all Ghanaians. We're mourning our big men who died in a plane crash. Oh, by the way, man, sorry. Congratulations to all United fans for shining Sesko. Well, I appreciate the big up, the congrats, man. Condolences for the plane crash victims and everyone and their families, man. That's heartbreaking. But welcome to the channel, man. Appreciate you. Sorry about that. Gary says, anyone loving the meltdown from the barcodes today? They are broken. Barcode's not scanning. It's not scanning.
I think that's how we should refer to Newcastle from now on. It's just the barcodes.
Yeah, that's Gary. The saltiness, the cognitive dissonance has been hilarious, man. Like they just keep asking the same questions. Like, anyone choose United over Newcastle? And I'm like, the answer is in the question, bro. Because we're freaking United. I mean, one of my favorite songs is Kino's Magic Hat song, and it's like because we're Man United, man. Stick your city up your ass. That's the way it works. Um, Danny says, are they saying the Baleba price is set? I haven't seen any prices yet, but I imagine it's going to be crazy, crazy high. Speaking of while we're on Baleba, I mean, we're talking about that. So in today's segment of Don't Give Me Hope, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe it as well. This is why we're talking about the Baleba stuff for anybody who's not sure. So this is coming from David Ornstein via Indy Kayla, who David Ornstein made sure to give credit to. And then Fabrizio corroborated this as well. But apparently United made contact with Brighton via intermediaries. And Romano also said that we've contacted Baleba's representatives, but basically trying to explore the conditions for a deal for Carlos Baleba. Now, Brighton do not plan to sell him this summer. Everybody's aware that it's probably going to be unrealistic, but apparently we are keen. We should know in the coming days if it's plausible or not. Basically just putting it out there like we've been doing. Which, I mean, we might have to start keeping an eye on this Indy Kayla person because they've kind of started making the name for themselves. But this is why we're talking about this right here. So, again, keeping us informed of the situation. Kind of been the phrase of the summer so far. We want to be kept informed of the situation kind of thing. So, realistically, Dylan, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like this, there's no chance whatsoever, and 10 being like, oh, this is for sure going to happen by next week. Where do you rate this one?
About a 2.
Yeah.
I think
way to take the wind out of my sails, Dylan. Awesome.
I can see possibly like if Brighton are just like we want a fire sale, or if they want it, they have their eye on somebody else and they want some influx of cash. But I don't see him. Like somebody said in the chat, I think Box at the beginning said he's going to leave in 2026. Like that seems to be more realistic. As much as I'd love to have him join now, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's a bit of a pipe dream. It kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, again, we've just made contact. It's not like it's a big thing so far. But it is interesting to see us actually kind of looking for this. Ornstein does add that in order for this to probably happen, we'd have to make some sales because again, it's not like they want 90 and we have to pay 90. It's Brighton might ask for 90 and then we'll probably end up paying like, I don't know, 40 up front or something. So we'd have to raise some funds there. But I like that we're making contact, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if we could just get Baleba to push for the move, that would be great.
And the other part, and we were kind of talking about this beforehand, is like we're going after players that want to be here. So like maybe we've heard something that he wants to come to, Baleba wants to come to United, but that's going to be better for team dynamics than anything else. Just getting somebody here because they want the paycheck. Well, they're not going to work as hard, but if you want to be a part of the club, that's going to help change the whole culture. So I like what we've done so far with everything. I hope we continue to do that.
And the paycheck stuff is hilarious because you've got it's a big slap in the face to all these guys like Alex Crook and Simon Jordan, all these guys who were like, well, in Buemo, they're going to have to pay him a fortune. Like, we're not paying anybody anything like a fortune. They just want to come to United. We're paying them a very like fair and not crazy fee. What was it? What was in Buemo? What was it like a 150, 170? I don't remember off the top of my head. A week. Like, we're not paying.
I think it's like 150.
Yeah, we're not paying like 250 grand a week to these guys. Like they're getting normal. Like, and we're agreeing to these personal terms with these guys before we're even going and talking to the clubs. Cunha wanted to come without European football even guaranteed. Like, just like this is what's happening. Like people need to get over it. Box wants to know if there's any Baleba-like equivalent out there for cheaper. I mean, go check out my videos, man. We just did a center midfielder scouting report special a couple of days ago. We've done so many scouting reports on this channel. Like Angelo Stiller still out there. I think he could be an excellent pickup for anybody looking for someone like that. Hayden Hackney, who, again, if you want to do another little segment of Don't Give Me Hope, reportedly turned down a move to Ipswich. So he's still available as well. The quoted price, that was 15 million euros, I want to say. That's a snip in itself, and he's very good. Now, he's not as good as Baleba, Like, I'm just going to put that out there. Baleba would be a dream. Baleba, for me, was in the same category as Isaac. Like, yes, top class in the league, but almost just no point in talking about it because it's never going to happen, kind of a thing. But there are plenty of them out there. Big up Agile getting back in here. Just going through the chats here real quick, Dylan. Said one TalkSport clip
No problem.
had a Newcastle fan say they were paying Mbuemo $250K a week and Sesko $300K. Yeah. Well, you lost me at TalkSport first and foremost, and then you lost me a Newcastle fan. So you just a 1-2 punch, dude. Oh boy, Gavin Underwood, another new face. Big up. Says I heard Brighton want £80 million. They're willing to sell. 80 million does not seem. That seems like almost cheap than what I would expect to pay for Baleba. What do you think, Dylan?
I mean, I saw it, and it was just rumors going on. I saw somebody say 70 to start out with, and then the bidding would go on from there. So, I just figured that was the starting point.
They can have Ugarte
much higher.
if they want. I mean, they can have Højlund if they want. They lost João Pedro. They lost Evan Ferguson. They don't need. They can have Højlund. We'll do that. Look at this guy. Wore a first time in the chat, but he's already turning one of my favorite members. The players chose United because Man United is Man United. We're one of the biggest clubs in the world. Big up, man. Big up, dude. And Danny says, wouldn't it be sweet if Baleba pushed for a transfer? That's all we need, man. He just needs to push for that move. Tell everyone else he's not interested. Down tools. Do everything, man. Refuse to train. I don't even care. Just get it going, dude. Agile says, it's still early. Plus, I don't see us spunk another 90, 100 million on a player. Well, it would probably only be around 40, 45 million out of our pocket up front. And so it wouldn't be that big a deal. Amortization, PSR, the 3-year rolling windows for that it's all very messy and complicated. And we just seem to make it more so over the years as a club. But it would we'd only probably spend out of pocket for these 3 transfers so far, or these 4 transfers so far, maybe like 150 million out of our pocket. So, but it does sound like maybe Ineos are learning from mistakes of their predecessors, which I call that wisdom. I think that when you learn from other people's mistakes, I think that's pretty wise. Because we missed out on Caicedo because at the time before Brighton got him, we thought he was too young and too inexperienced. And then, of course, he ended up being brilliant, went for big money. I get not wanting to take a risk, right? For young players who are maybe having a bright spark or something, but because you guys know I don't like moving too fast for young players, but sometimes, Ragnick also recommended Caicedo a long time ago before he went to Brighton. We could have gotten him for peanuts. Baleba, it was the same. He was at Lille doing really well. Brighton got him. Now, again, he's the next Caicedo kind of thing. So you never know. I mean, this is, again, what I've said. Your analysts, your recruitment team, your scouts, they're really going to earn their money. So this is quite a push for us this summer so far, though. I mean, I worry what it might mean for future windows with the money we're spending. Because, yes, we're not spending, 65, 75 out of pocket, but we're still spending quite a bit. What do you think, Dylan, what do you think the rest of the window could look like? And do you think this window, going so hard in this window, could impact us next summer?
Going hard this window is definitely going to impact us if we don't, if we're not seeing improvements on the field. And I'm just saying pushing for Europe. I think, we have to get somewhere close where we're on the cusp, where we're at Conference League as much as we don't want to. The Wi-Fi network we don't really want to be a part of. But if we're there, we're there. And some Europe is better than no Europe, at least after a year of being out of it. So if we can see that we're making the progress towards it, hopefully that's going to kickstart other opportunities for money to come in and things like that. If we don't, I'd take that in a heartbeat. If we don't, if we kind of stagnate and we don't really see a lot of tangible progress, we spend a lot of money this window. They're not going to have a lot to try to reinforce, and then the problem is going to be: are they going to get rid of amorim?
Yeah,
because we didn't make enough progress. So it's going to come down to the on field what we do on the pitch. So.
Yeah, and I worry, how much of what we do on the pitch is limited by, available players and stuff. Well, we've gone hard, like I said, in remedying the lack of goals with Bumo, Cunha. We're going to score goals. It's just going to happen. Sesko could kick on. He couldn't. I don't know. If we lock up someone like a Baleba, I think that's insane. Danny brings up a point. I completely forgot Garnacho was here. If we get 50 to 60 million for Garnacho, that takes care of the Baleba signing. And people are like, well, it's not what we're never going to get him for 60 million. No, but that will take care of the first payment. And then we don't have to worry about that. And then if Rashford goes next summer, we've got money there. Casemiro goes next summer, we're saving money on his 17, 18 million a year. So that's how it works. It's literally like people, it's like paycheck to paycheck almost when it comes to that kind of stuff. But hey, if you do what you got to do, Baleba is one of those players where right now I'm like, if there's even a remote chance, you go for it. Same with Gyökeres. If there's even a remote chance that you get Gyökeres, go get him because the guy is an absolute monster. But yeah, Danny, good shout there. I completely forgot Garnacho was here. ITN, Baleba just needs to say he wants out. He wants United, and we'll out the money down. That's the cycle. Yeah, man. Or we'll put the money down. That's the cycle. If Baleba comes out and says, I want to choose United, I almost, I know this is never going to happen, but part of me is almost more excited for that than even the idea of getting him, because another player choosing United is just another big pair of these to every rival fan who wonders why players are coming to us. Be like, guys, we're fucking Man United, bro. Oh, I love it. Box says, can we chuck Sancho in for free to help sour the deal? They'd probably up their price if we tried to give him Sancho, man. Yeah, so if we could sell Collier, I probably would. It's at this point, it's less that I just don't know if he's good enough. It's more just he's like 21, 22. He needs to just go play. He's probably who we have him? He's probably fifth choice midfielder right now, Collier.
Yeah.
So Gary's saying that according to Indy Kayla, Baleba's just going to step in and ask Brighton to lower their asking price. Now, Indy Kayla has been pretty spot on recently with some of these things, including this initial Baleba stuff, as you can see on the screen, that was again picked up by David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano. And so when stuff like that happens, I take a moment to kind of just make note of it and see who's under there. I'm just going to look up this Indy Kayla stuff real quick and see who's popping up here, because this guy came out of nowhere. It might be time to start following this person and see who they're. So let me hold on here. So apparently he's already planning to step in and ask Brighton to lower their asking price. Interesting. So if you were going to step in and ask Brighton to lower the asking price, then that means he wants to leave and he wants to join United, and that would just be great. Interesting.
Hey, we could give him Collier there, and say 60 million plus Collier.
That's where we got him from, isn't it? So it's like you can have him back, basically. Maybe we could kind of forego the Hayden Hackney dream and kind of maybe you could sell Brighton like, hey, you guys want Hackney to replace him? We'll do that, and we'll just help us out here. Probably not. That's really weird to say, but Hackney could go to Brighton. I could see Hackney at Brighton. Gavin says the issue that makes it easier for us is Baleba's current wage is about $12.5K a week. $12.5K a week is insane. Jeez.
Now, Sean, what we'll do is we'll just sell Anthony and Sancho and Garnacho, and then we'll get them both.
Yeah, I feel like Anthony Garnacho. I feel like Garnacho could fit. Is he going to get in over Matoma though? Probably not. Matoma's very good. Yeah. Now I could see Garnacho going to Spurs now that Son is leaving though. That's something I could see happening. Oh, they got Kudos though. He's not getting in over Kudos. He's not getting in over Kulusevski either. So really, Garnacho's got to go to Villa, man. Gary says Baleba's already pushing for it. I've not seen that anywhere. I was just looking at Indy Kayla. Indy Kayla hasn't said anything other than that he could try to get them to lower their price. I haven't seen that he's actually doing it though. So, yeah, you look at that while I'm looking. I'm getting caught up in these chats here. Agile says, do you think Baleba has room to grow on his progressive passes if he comes to United? Yeah, again, it's going to be about systems, Agile, because you got to look at the way that Brighton are playing versus the way he would play here and what he would be asked to do. Now, what you've seen Ugarte struggle with recently is these transitions. We win the ball maybe in our own half, and then Ugarte's been looking to find Hoyling, looking to find Bruno and stuff. That's where Ugarte's not necessarily the strongest. If you had someone like Baleba, who actually does have a decent pass on him, and he is a bit press resistant. Now, Baleba's a little better at carrying the ball, but if you look at his numbers and his interceptions, I mean, he's actually got a well above average pass completion rate, but his 3.99 progressive passes per 90 is a little below average. So all that means is that he's just not completing enough passes. He's not playing enough passes that are going 10 yards further up the pitch, but the passes that he is winning, he's actually got a decent little ball on him. He just doesn't use it enough. He needs to do it more, but it could be a difference in the way we play. Now, we're not going to be playing these long switches of plays. We're not going to be hoofing these long balls. He's going to be playing these balls in the channel, probably trying to find Bruno, probably trying to find the wingbacks, trying to feed the strikers who are kind of playing in those half spaces a little bit more so. What were you looking up, Dylan?
Just see if Baleba has pushed it forward. It looks like just from what I could find really quickly, that he's also kind of waiting to see if negotiations are probably going to happen before he says anything, so he can make sure that I probably doesn't want to try to upset too much if things don't come together. So that he's got a good season ahead of him.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens here.
Yep.
Agile wants to know how we're still doing this because we're paying off a lot of old installments from a couple seasons ago. I don't know. Maybe Ineos found a hotel they didn't know they owned and they sold it to themselves. But again, we got a significant amount of money in sell-on clauses this summer, which does help. Rashford's wages are off the books, which does help as well. We've made some cuts all over the place, which does help. And if we get some money, like Danny said, for Garnacho, Anthony, Sancho, Malacia, all that's going to help as well. We've also got Evans, Lindelof, Eriksen's wages all off the books. That's another bunch of money saved as well. So we're actually saving a bit of money. And we still got time to pay off those other things too. But again, I don't know. We're doing it, so it doesn't. Don't ask me how. I don't need to know how the sausage is made. I just need to know how it gets on my plate, basically. At that point, I think a lot of people would rather just get these signings over with, and we'll figure it out later on. Man, we'll pull like a Forest or something 100%. And just take the hit, right? Danny says, "Sir Jim stepping up if they land Baleba. He might shut me up." I'm just saying. I'm going to be waiting for everyone else to be. To get the revisionism started, but I know that there have been a lot of Spinios and Ineos out and Ratcliffe emojis popping up everywhere, so we'll like to see what people think. So Iwar says Baleba will be a plus to our midfield, aggressive, the pace, and he's strong when he's on the ball. And another Premier League player, and another player who's one of the best in his position, Cunha, Mbumo, Baleba, that's a big deal. When was the last time we were just picking apart the Premier League for some of the best players out there? This is some peak Sir Alex stuff, man. Has David Gill come back behind the scenes and just didn't know about it? Gary says we also have money coming in from the training ground naming rights. Have we actually gotten someone for that? No, that was rumored, but that does help as well. So we are getting a bit of money.
But yeah, that'd be big.
We got some money for the postseason tournament. We got some money for the Premier League Summer Series as well. I think we got 15 mil combined for both of those as well from the winnings. So that all helps. It all helps. So the money's trickling in. It is. We're getting some of it. So, but we'll see what this does for future windows. This might be hey, we're starting strong, and then we're gonna work on maybe getting some players out, looking at young players like the Heavens, like the Leons and stuff for the next year, looking through the academy, and then we can go from there. But Gary says apparently they reveal the name in a few days. I haven't seen anything about that. Yeah. I know that the Carrington is going to be finished on Friday. It's going to be officially opened. I didn't know that they were getting the naming rights. Let me look at this article real quick here. So shut up. I don't need to know about next third shirt, man. We're going to open it Friday. We're very proud of what it's going to look like. I have no doubt it's going to positively impact the performance. I'm not seeing anything. we'll find out. I wonder how much that'll be worth. But good looking out, Garo. Keep an eye out for that. Lyle says Ineos are cooking. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens, man. Lyle says, yeah, January will also be used to get players out. It will. Hopefully it will.
Hopefully.
It's not been easy, right? It's never easy to sell players. So we still got, I mean, I still can't believe we didn't manage to actually sell Rashford and we just got the loan, but whatever. All right, what are you guys saying here in this poll right now? Could United actually sign Baleba this summer? 95% of you say yes. 5% of you say no. I'm going to end the poll there and move on to the next thing. I'm going to take him off the screen here and get back. Whew, that's better. I mean, when it came to screwing over Newcastle this summer, we pretty much woke up and chose violence. we stole Cunha, we stole Mbeumo, we stole Sesko-ish. And I mean,
Two summers in a row, we fuck them over.
Right, and they even helped us when they got Elanga as well. I don't even know if people are forgetting about that. Like, you signed Elanga, we got money for it, which may have helped us get Mbeumo over the line. So, or Sesko, even for that matter. Mm-hmm. And Dylan, did you see that Newcastle left Matt Target in South Korea the other day when they're coming back from their preseason tour?
I had the double take on that. I was like, what?
Oh, man. And you and I are going to be there in December when we play them at Old Trafford, too. Looking forward to that.
If he comes on, we'll have to yell at him, are you lost?
Oh, boy. We found him. Kevin. The Wet Bandits. It's so funny. What are your thoughts on this whole not making move for players in the summer until they've kind of let us know that they want to join? You like that approach? Is that refreshing?
Yep. Yes. It feels like for so long we were just going for the names. It didn't matter if they really wanted to join us. It was like, hey, they're good, they'll do well here. Not looking if they're going to fit the system, not looking if they're going to be somebody that wants to be part of the culture of who United is. And having players that want to be here definitely rebuild that culture. We can see in the academy is one of the most well-respected in Europe. Okay, we can see that they still have that culture. We got to get that back in the first team now. It used to be first team on down, you'd see that. And we lost that in the first team. We got to get that back. And part of that is getting those players that want to be there, changing the culture, getting the mindset back.
Yeah.
And hopefully this is the right step.
Yeah, because that was a big part of why we were able to get Aiden Heaven. If you remember that interview we gave last month, I think it was, just looking at the pathway for the youngsters and the record that we have. Last year, we had the most minutes given to academy prospects and whatnot, academy players. And he said that was a big convincing factor for him. And I think that, again, like you're saying, we've seen that at the academy level. We want to see it now. We're getting a lot of youngsters from other academies, other clubs, because they're looking at guys like Garnacho and Mainu and Rashford, Heaven now, Fredrickson as well. Even Amos was getting minutes last season. Kone is probably in and around the first team picture. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. I'd like to see him on this weekend, but if he doesn't play this weekend, Kone, then he needs to go out on loan.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to cancel that loan to Lausanne and then never play him. So I'd like to see something there. Maybe Cheeto even. So they're seeing a lot of this stuff. And so now I think, like you're saying, it's shifted to the first team too. We're getting Cunha, we're getting Mbeumo, we're getting Sesko. These players are choosing United. Baleba, according, maybe Gary's found some stuff. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe he's going to push for a move to try to get Brighton to lower their price. That's insane. Honestly, out of all the things we could have seen happen this summer, that was probably not anywhere near top of my list of realities in terms of players choosing us over some of the stuff. No, I mean, can anyone imagine that? Did anyone really think that it was going to be easy to convince players to join United without European football over other teams? Did you think that going into the summer? Because I definitely did not.
No, I didn't think that either.
We can put on our United hats, right, and say, well, yeah, we're United, but at the same time, let's be honest. We were all worried about it. Let's be honest with each other. So I agree. Danny says Kone should go on loan to Nice. Yeah, I've been saying that for months, man. He's almost too good for Lausanne. He needs to go to Nice. Gary says a loan to one of the promoted clubs would be excellent for Kone. Sunderland, I mean, are trying. They're really trying. They just got Granit Xhaka, so we'll see how that goes. Who else got promoted? Leeds. We don't want to see him go to Leeds. Why would he do that?
Sunderland, Leeds, and Burnley.
Sunderland, that's right. Burnley. I forgot about Burnley. Gary, oh yeah, I forgot there are people calling for a protest at this Arsenal game. It's going to be interesting if we sign all these players and to see what happens with this protest, because is the protest just deeper than that? Was it just about signing players? Are there people still going to protest if we sign all these players? Like,
Mhm.
what do you think is going to happen there?
I think they're going to protest no matter what. I think
Yeah,
they just want to make sure their voice is heard.
yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. I think there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, the issues are deeper than this. Um, I don't think they're so intertwined that you can still be glad we signed some players, but also still have a lot of these feelings about these other things and still want to make that known. So maybe it'll make for a long protest sign though. Like, oh, we're still mad at you, but we're happy you signed such and such and such and such and such and such, and hold that on a giant a giant picket sign. So Lyle Wilson says Mr. Alerts dropped. I don't know who Mr. Alerts is. Now I've got to go look and see what this is. What is Mr. Have you heard of this Mr. Alerts
I have
individual?
not.
All right. I know how to type. Who's Mr. Alerts? I don't know who this is. I don't know who that is. I don't know. Lyle, let me know what the alert is, bud. Bolaji J Star, welcome to the channel, new face. You guys, make sure if you are new, you're hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you're liking the video too. Check those memberships too to learn how you can get more involved. Said, please, I just joined. I want you guys to update me about Sesko. Well, we've been talking for an hour. The Sesko stuff was like almost an hour ago. What I will say is the basic gist of the timeline. Newcastle wanted him, United wanted him. Newcastle put in 2 bids. One was higher. We told RB Leipzig we would bid if Sesko wanted to join us. Yesterday, United put in an offer for Sesko. And Sesko, apparently personal terms are agreed, wants to come to United. So that is the gist. Now we're just sorting out the structure of the deal with RB Leipzig. Maybe we could get it Here We Go before the weekend. Maybe we'll see what happens. But that is the gist of everything. I don't want to recap it all because we spent a lot of time talking about it already. So I appreciate you joining in, man. Just maybe when the video is done, go back and watch the first 10, 15 minutes.
Lyle posted that Mr. Alerts is Fabrizio.
Oh, gotcha.
I didn't get it either.
Mr. Alerts?
I was like, is this a new person I don't know about?
Oh, okay. So that makes more sense. See, I'm old and it's been a long week and I'm just now catching up on sleep. So let's see what Mr. Romano has to say.
Looks like he says Baleba hasn't ruled out a move to United after direct contact. United are confident on personal terms, but Brighton are unwilling to sell, making the deal difficult.
Yeah, I'm always curious about the whole player hasn't ruled something out because really all that means is they just haven't said no, basically. So it's I'll put it up on the screen so everyone can see what we're looking at here. And put this off the screen. So let me go back up here. So is that big enough? Yeah, that's fine. So basically, yeah, what Dylan just said. So basically, we've made contact with his representatives, his camp. Sounds like you're saying personal terms aren't going to be an issue. But again, Brighton don't want to sell. And so that is going to make it hard. So again, he would literally have to say, let me go, basically. He'd basically have to force the move, which I think people go back and forth on how they feel, depending on if it's their club or not. We don't want our players to down tools or force a move or refuse to train. But when we want a player, we want them to do that. So I can see both sides. Anthony did that. I think people would probably prefer he didn't, but it is what it is. But big up Lyle for letting me know about that. So I'm sorry, I already saw all these. Let me go back down here. We'll get caught up here. Danny says, we can only hope Baleba puts in a transfer request. Dude, if he puts in a transfer request and we sign Baleba, the transfer window rating and the season expectations video just got completely just blown up, just from what I thought it was going to be to everything. And somebody said he's only on 12.5K a week in wages. That's a snip, dude. And I like that we're looking at these players who aren't on very big wages, who even if you quadrupled that to 50K a week, that's nothing. That's what Garnacho's on right now. That's insane, dude. All right, Baleba stuff, dude. This day's got crazier and crazier and crazier. So big Sesko updates today. big Baleba updates this afternoon. Did not see that one coming at all. Like, after spending a month chasing one player in Mbuemo, we get the Sesko, and then we turn around and reach out for Baleba with a couple weeks left to go in the transfer window. It is insane. Man. I honestly thought that Mbuemo and maybe like Ollie Watkins were going to be the only business we did the rest of the summer. I don't know what you thought, Dylan.
Yeah, this is not at all how I thought this was going to go. So
Gary thinks this is happening. He says this is inevitable. This is Thanos settings. I am inevitable out here. Gary, I like your positivity, man. I won't lie to you. I do like the positivity. I'm always a little cautiously optimistic with this stuff. I'm not necessarily the I won't believe it till they're holding up the shirt kind of a person, but some of the stuff that's being said, even just that one tweet, is just a little vague, kind of a thing. So, like, if you ask me, if you were press, Dylan, and I were a player, and you asked me a question and I said no comment, technically you could say, well, he didn't rule it out, and I'm like, well, I didn't say anything. Like, It just is what it is. So, Danny says,
at him cold, but
right. That is my favorite thing to do. Danny says, if we get Lamans and Baleba, if we got Lamans and Baleba, like, I might end up buying something at the Megastore, which I've not done at all, just because I'm that hyped. It would still be difficult for me. The only thing I could think of actually buying at the Megastore would be one of like the training shirts or something, because I haven't seen that kind of stuff anywhere else. But the jerseys you can get anywhere, including GoGoalShop. Link in the description. Get $5 off. They do have this year's home and away in both the player and the fan version. So Gary says it's a Hail Mary window. All or nothing. It does seem like we are just going super hard, maybe taking advantage of no midweek matches, because we don't really have any midweek matches. I think the one you and I are going to is one of the only midweek matches we have right now until these.
Besides the cup matches.
Yeah, and those haven't even been announced yet.
Yeah.
They did announce the schedule for the under-21s and the under-18s, and unfortunately there aren't any matches for when you and I are there in December, which is kind of a significant bummer. No women's matches either. We could maybe get lucky with an FA Youth Cup match or something, but I haven't seen that schedule yet. So, but it doesn't. I looked at the dates for the rounds, and they just don't coincide with when we're going to be there. So, Salford versus Fleetwood Town, it is, my friend. It's going to be a blast. That's still fun, and you could still see a member of the class of '92 if you go to there.
Is that what the match is already? Did they release?
Yeah.
Oh, crap! I didn't even look.
Yeah, so when we're there, so Dylan and I are going to Newcastle and Wolves, and then most likely Salford versus Fleetwood Town as well, which is literally the exact same fixture that Justin and I went to last year, Salford versus Fleetwood at Salford. So it'll be fun. Danny says, I'll buy the third kit from the Megastore if we do. 100%, fuck it. Honestly, I might, man. This is insane, dude. Danny says, yeah, and I think people forget that too, that the Glazers aren't really taking any money. Now, the Glazers... Remember, if you remember that video I did several months ago, the Glazers, their shares grant them the power, and their ownership structure grants them the power to define what dividend means. And so they could very sneakily change the definition of what a dividend is. But yes, they're not making any footballing decisions. They're not really allowed to be taking any dividends right now. So it's about freaking time too. How they're still allowed to own this club is freaking beyond me, man. Oh, I need to get some water too, man. I'm doing all the talking, Dylan. Sorry.
No, you're good. People don't want to hear me talk, Sean. They want to hear you talk.
You're not a guest anymore. You're a co-host, so you are more than welcome to do whatever you want. This fits. You're right, though. This thing fits awesome when it came in today.
Doesn't it? Oh, I love my sweater.
It's soft, man. It's awesome.
Or hoodie. I always call hoodie sweaters.
Gary's trying to get me demonetized out here. Gary's been bricked up since early this morning with this transfer news. When should I call the hospital? Maybe compare it to what like a Viagra bottle says or something, and then just kind of go off that. That would be the best reference point. I mean, yeah, we all kind of went from 6 to midnight with the Baleba news when it popped up, and I got no problem with it. Dude, that's not even something I would have thought have been possible. The only other thing that I would have taken that like would an absolute dream would have been Isaac. And like it would have been Isaac, and then it would have been like Baleba for me in terms of just not ever going to happen. And one of them could actually happen. So, and honestly, too, Baleba better than Hackney. And
how dare you?
I like Hackney, but if you had to make me choose between the two, I'm taking Baleba 9 times out of 10. So maybe just get both. I mean, F it. Fuck it, man. Who cares? Just any of us are moving mad this summer. Just go get both, man. Hackney, Baleba, midfield for the next decade. Fucking here for it. Do it. Gary's
I
out
like
here
that
just. Oh boy. All right. Let's move on from some transfer news to a little bit of just other shit right now. So let's talk about friendlies first. So you watched the Everton match, right?
Yep.
Well, what are your thoughts on that? I talked a little bit about it yesterday. What have you had to say?
I thought the first half was decent, except for the final 5-10 minutes. The first 35 it took a little bit to get going. Like everybody was kind of feeling each other out. You saw Everton kind of control possession there to start out, which is normal. We usually see possession for the first 5 to 10 minutes. Then the next 20, the press was working. The attack started to look more fluid. I liked on that one of those first attacks we had with the overlap with Cunha and Ahmad. That looked good.
Yeah.
Then we had some.
And what a ball from Bruno too.
Oh yeah, I mean a lot of that was just phenomenal. And then, so the attack started. If that's how we're going to look during the season, it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
And that gives me a lot of hope. Excuse me. As Lyle's kind of saying there, we definitely need a central midfielder. You could see that in how we got overran at certain points. Definitely we switched off. That's why Everton was able to get that goal to get back in it. And then when we got to the second half and we put the new players in there, you could see a big drop off between that first group that was out there and the second.
Yeah.
And I know part of it is they just hadn't got their game legs under them yet. But
didn't Bruno? Didn't he kind of criticize us for being lazy? Isn't that what he said after the match?
Yep.
Yeah, it did. And maybe it looked. And we were. I mean, it's a friendly, so it is what it is. But they've pretty much tried to make it a thing with this, calling it this Premier League Summer Series. But I think with that in mind, I hope this isn't the case because it's a friendly. But at the same time, we won before the match even started. The whole Summer Series thing. Do you think maybe for some reason the players just switched off with that in mind?
I think when we went that goal up and the attack was going very fluidly, we were kind of holding our position. Everton were on the back foot. I think there's still some of that mentality, like it's going to happen, we're going to be fine. And when it started to change, they lost that. They lost their focus. It seems to be a continuing problem. It's going to be something that hopefully we can rectify.
Yeah, I think like everyone's saying, like the need for a midfielder, like, and what you said earlier, like a press resistant midfielder, who's Ugarte. What an absolute shocking second half he had. Like he was getting pressed and bullied. And it wasn't even just his inability to hold up the ball under pressure or pick a pass. It was just there was no like his decision making. Like he was making bad decisions. He was moving closer to his goal, facing his own goal to try to receive the ball while under pressure. That was only going to lead to a horrible situation because that's the kind of stuff we used to see from Fred and stuff. Like it doesn't work.
And we did see that horrible situation when he got the ball and he didn't, instead of booting it out and just clearing it, he tried to dribble up and he sat there and he got the ball taken away and they get the goal. So that's frustrating because
you never want to try to be running towards your own goal and ask for a ball when you've got someone on your back, because all they have to do is a little nudge, a tiny little nudge, and you're not going to receive that ball. Your touch is going to send it any which way. And that's what we see from Højlund all the time. He just doesn't have that nous in those situations to know how to cushion a ball when you're getting pushed, because you're trying to meet the ball and cushion it, but a little push, all that's going to do is push your foot, your whole body a couple inches forward with enough force to make that a Lukaku like first touch. Basically, that's all that's going to do. And you see that a lot from these physical players. There's not a whole lot of delicate touch there. I call that like the catching an egg touch. Let me get caught up here. Danny says first 20, 25 minutes, it was like a 3-5-2. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that too. Like Bruno was kind of in a little bit of a free roaming kind of a situation, and Bumo Cunha kind of leading the line a little bit. Don't get my hopes up, Danny, with a 3-5-2. If we switched to a 3-5-2, I think we would absolutely dominate I just think we would. But I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's going to happen now that Sesko could be getting over the line. 3-4-3 is the way it's going to be. That rhymed. I like it. But hopefully we do get a center midfield. If we get Baleba, like we keep coming back to it, but like that's not even something that would have entered the realm of possibility. Gary says Ugarte confuses me at times. Well, let me know what you mean there. What other thoughts do you have on that Everton match? 2-2. Not really. It was probably the worst match we played this preseason, basically. Yeah. That second half, especially.
Yeah, not impressed with Luke Shaw.
Yeah, Dallo too, man.
He was. Yeah, I didn't like that left side. I thought when Dorgu came in, it everything tightened up.
Yeah.
I thought I don't know Shaw. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. If he's just been he's been gone for so long, he doesn't even really look interested. And I remember seeing this last time when he was struggling. Like he looks like he's trying, but he just doesn't care that much.
No.
I don't know if it's just the look he's kind of going for, but yeah, he concerns me. I'd rather
trying is so 2023, Dylan. Right? Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah, he concerns me. I know Harry's coming off injury, so he needs more time to get kind of going and adjusted. I liked what I saw from De Ligt. De Ligt looked confident being in that center position, kind of marshaling that. I liked Yoro on the right. I really liked Yoro on the right. He's still young. He made mistakes. He totally made some mistakes defensively.
Yeah.
But he looked more confident in himself, and I think if he's going to continue to be in that right-sided center back position, I think he's going to grow into that and do way better. So some positives, obviously some negatives to go along with that.
Any mistakes I've seen so far this summer from young guys like Yoro or like Heaven when he got beat by Jared Bowen, those were like the kind of mistakes I expect from young players. The mistakes that you'll see get ruled out over the years when they've got another 5-6 years of experience, like the knowing when to kind of drop off a little bit, knowing when to stick with a runner, anticipating that overlap or something.
Yes.
Those are the kind of things that you're going to learn. Like when you've got two attackers and you're the single defender, which one do you move towards and stuff? Like when do you move? And like that's the kind of stuff that there's no bank of experience there for Aiden Heaven to build off. So, or Yoro for that matter. So I don't worry too much about that kind of stuff. Similar to how some things in like Hoyland's game, I wasn't worried too much about it because I knew that the kind of things Hoyland was not quite getting at first was the kind of stuff that I wouldn't expect a 20-year-old striker to get. Now, some stuff I do expect. Some stuff he's got no excuse for. Big up, AA. Welcome back. Back in the building. Victoria James is just coming online now. What is happening in transfer news? Well, you might have to go rewind the video when we're done here and watch it. I can't go back and do the whole video over again. I'm sorry, but I do appreciate you being here. Sesko, Baleba, it's all kicking off this week, man. But welcome back, Victoria. Good to see you. Danny says, Mainu, Baleba, forget about it, man. A Mainu, Baleba pivot would be something to watch in the future. Oh, yeah. Bruno on the bench. If we get Baleba, we get Mainu, and then Bruno leaves and goes to the Saudi League in next summer, and we get like $100 million for him because we could still get $100 million for him. That could solve a lot of problems too. People forget about that. Bruno will still be worth a significant amount of money next summer, even to the Saudi League. So I wouldn't rule that out quite yet. Lyle says, Ugarte is good when United is on the front foot, but under pressure, you see his weaknesses. He's a pit bull out of possession, but on the ball is tricky for him. I agree. Yeah, 100%. I've said many times, Ugarte's got the mentality, he's got the physicality, he's got the legs, he's got the stamina. If you could just improve his ball progression, like his passing and his press resistance on the ball in that very delicate area of the pitch, he could be it. But he's not doing it, and he's going to be 24 now. He's not ruling him, not like writing him off. I'm just saying, like, there gets to be a point in a player's career, like, where you kind of know what you're going to get at that point. Mm-hmm. So Gary's still bricked up, man. Manu Baleba, Bruno Cunha. Oh boy, you guys are fine. Yeah, not yet. Apparently, we're still working on the details with RB Leipzig. I just read from, I think it was Plettenberg or somebody said we're going to be doing another meeting tomorrow to try to work on the structure of that deal. Personal terms sound like they're fine. We just need to work out the structure of that deal. But big up Agile says, Yor had a great game. Also got into an argument with Ahmad. Yeah,
So,
those two were kind of. Go ahead.
no, I just to add on that with the argument, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a young defender calling out another young player, but it wasn't like they were mad at each other, like pissed at each other. It was like they both want to compete. They're trying to be better. I want to see more of that. I want to see way
Yeah.
more of that.
I think people made too much out of that kind of stuff last season when Hoyland would have a go at Dallo or somebody. Like,
Yeah.
that's normal. Everybody does that. People have been doing that for decades in football, players and stuff. Like, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
They were not on the same page. Ahmad was a little sloppy, I thought, in a couple matches when it came to his passing. It didn't seem like he was linking up that well. Cunha was guilty of it a couple times too. And so, but I do agree. I think Euro has every right to be mad because Ahmad's passing that ball back and he's actually passing it to the wrong foot. He was passing it onto the left. We need to pass it onto the right so Euro can take it onto his right foot. Little things like that. Like, it just is what it is.
I think that helped Ahmad too because I saw him kick it up a gear after that happened. He not necessarily played like frustrated or angry, but he's like, okay, I got to kick it up for the team. It was like, and that can help. I mean, think about like back in the good old days with Keno calling people out, Scholesy calling people out. They're not Rooney calling people out. They're not taking shit. You make a mistake, you gotta make up for it now.
Yeah, and I think that's where again you're going to continue to see the resilience be tested. Some players are going to be able to hang with that criticism, that pushback, that yelling and stuff, and some players aren't. We saw a couple years back, Champions League match. I think Harry Maguire had to go at Rashford. He told him, he's yelling at him, switch the fuck on, and Rashford was just fuck off. Like, I think Harry Maguire has every right to have a go. He was captain at the time. Rashford, does he have a right to go back when he's not maybe doing it enough? Probably not. But these are the players who maybe aren't rising. Now, I think Ahmad, for me, especially in this Everton match, didn't look quite sure what to do. He's never had someone like Mbumo next to him, basically playing in that similar role that he's been playing. And so now we haven't had that. Different kind of, like Danny says, it was almost like a 3-5-2, 3-4-2-1, whatever that's going to look like. Now Ahmad's got a different player profile next to him on that right-hand side that he's just not used to playing next to. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they do. There's going to be a lot of communication. They're going to need a lot of time on the training pitch. Good to be back with you guys as always. That Baleba news came out of nowhere. Excellent signing, dude. If that signing happens, I just give up, man. I don't even need to do a channel anymore. Screw it. Data says Euro, Heaven, or Quality. I really like what I see from Heaven. I think Euro and Heaven for the next decade could be an excellent 100%. Partnership back there with the lit kind of in the middle. That'd be freaking awesome, man. Niche Fan, welcome back, Niche Fan, by the way, thinks that the Glazers are going after Baleba to quell the protests. So it's a big, he says it's so obvious. I mean, we'll see. The protests are probably still happening because people always want to protest about stuff. It's just the way it is. But we'll see. Danny says Bruno could go in January or next summer. Could you see Bruno? I could see him going next summer for sure.
Depends on where we're at financially. I don't think he'll leave mid-year, but maybe if we need like something catastrophic has happened and we need the influx. Saudi's always got money. They like to tell everybody they have it too. So
yeah, I think
Chelsea knows.
I think if we didn't get $100 million for him this summer, we will get close to that next summer if they want him again. I don't think I've never worried about that. Victoria says, I so appreciate what you guys are doing. Well, I appreciate that. Dylan, big up. Thank Dylan. Dylan's such appreciate a good guy to have on the channel. Thank you. It's your guys' channel, Victoria. We're just putting out the topics, and basically you can see I'm just reading through the chat, right? The Kickabout is pretty chill. It just pretend we're all sitting at a pub having a drink talking about this stuff. It's basically how we want to roll on the Wednesday nights, so I appreciate that. Pretty chill. Dylan, are you feeling chill? I'm feeling chill.
I'm feeling chill. And this has reminded me how much I kind of miss our match previews.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be back doing that in a couple weeks. So
I know, I'm getting excited, man.
Limber up, put on your fun to wear, man. Get your special sock out, guys. It's going to get good. Agile says, agree. Dylan shows some passion. It's good. Yes.
Thank you, Agile. Appreciate that.
Gary with another super chat. Big up, Gary. Absolute legend. In case the stream gets demonetized for my excitement. Now you're good, man. Well worth it, my guy, but I appreciate that. You're funny, Gary. Um, Last says, cheers, UEVE fam. 1 a.m. my time. Dang, big up. Just finished up some work. Time for bed. Well, appreciate you stopping by, Lyle. Get to bed, man.
Thanks,
Take it
Lyle.
easy. Good to have you back. So, all right. Who impressed you overall this summer in this preseason?
Delict, I thought looked good. I think he definitely that center position fits him a little bit better than necessarily the right center back.
Yeah.
More
He
of a
can't play
runner.
right side of center back. He
No.
just can't. He's too slow.
Yeah, I think that's when we switched to that when Harry came in and we saw him, Delict move over to the right. We saw some problems with spacing. We saw problems with pace for the back line. So yeah, him being in the center, definitely all for that. I thought, like we talked about, Euro looked good. I thought Ahmad grew into the game, and when he's grown into it, he's looked better. Getting like still, like you said, trying to figure things out, but he's looked better. There's another one. Mainu's hit and miss, but I like some of the things I saw from him. I think he's still young enough where he's still trying to learn and figure out where he's going to go and get there. So, but yeah, I like the young defense that we've had so far. Heaven, Goro. Okay, I thought the defense looked a lot better than last time. So.
Yeah, and don't forget about Dorgu. He's probably my preseason Pirlo this summer. Gets the preseason Pirlo award from me. Just that goal and that assist in that game set up Hoyland, and he was just all over the place. Like they didn't have an answer for him, Bournemouth. So big up Dorgu. I always felt like I wanted to see what was going to happen with him with a preseason with some more time since he joined in January, and I think we're seeing it. If he just locks in those crosses, I think we've got a real player there. So
yes.
Anybody concerned for you this summer? Anybody in this preseason series you're like, I'm still not convinced on you, or I'm actually starting to worry about you?
We mentioned him already, Luke Shaw. I don't think. Is he on his last year?
I don't even know, man. I'll look it up when you keep up your stuff.
Yeah, I was like I said earlier, I'm not impressed with how his defending. He looks like he's lost a little. 2 years. Okay. Looks like he's lost a little bit of pace. He looks uncertain on how he's supposed to defend, even though he's played in the back three before in a similar style system with England. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Remember there was a time under Ten Hag where he was getting into the back before over a fully fit Harry Maguire. Like what happened?
Yeah. I'm not. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's something's going on outside, like with his family or personal life or whatever.
I mean, he's just too many injuries. Eventually, the accumulation of these injuries, they will kind of permanently like decrease your potential. Basically, your like if you're playing a video game, like if you kept like racing or something and you kept hitting the turbo, eventually the max turbo is going to go down because you keep using the turbo. Eventually, your max like fitness level is going to decrease, like just because of the nature and the frequency of these injuries. I don't know if he can do it anymore. Yeah. And so he's definitely. I don't see Luke Shaw playing wing back. I just don't. No. I don't think he can do that. But if everyone's fit, he's not anywhere near the starting 11 for me. And so it's nothing that I didn't expect to see from Luke Shaw. Honestly, if he made it out of the preseason fit, that would probably be a shock to me. But if he, like Mount, if he's fit and he's ready to go and he's able, like that does only help us necessarily on the pitch. So it is what it is. But like you're saying, if he's not going to play well, it might hurt us. So Dorgu's been cooking, says Gary. Yeah, Dorgu's been amazing. Euro's gotten better and better every time I see him. People thought Euro was we overpay, but now it's looking like a bargain the way he's been playing since he's playing. I'm just getting caught in. Victoria says, "You guys always give me joy. I love you too. You're doing pretty well. Big up, Victoria.
Thank you, welcome. Victoria.
Appreciate the love as always." Lucky, welcome back. Says, "I want any Premier League midfielder, anybody." You're funny. I saw Newcastle maybe pivoted to John McGinn now because they just maybe they're just trying to throw us off the trail. Oh, maybe we'll just put it out there that we want McGinn, so United come and get him. Like, no, we're not falling for it this time. Fool me once, we're good. Niche fan says 400 people were sacked by Ineos when they could have been still employed if we didn't have the massive debt we had to service all the time. Yeah, I mean, I agree. The Glazers, a lot of this is the Glazers' fault, man. I don't know. I wish we didn't have to sack people. I wish that Ineos would come up with better solutions to figure it out.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man. It is unfortunate. Now, I do think that our workforce was a bit bloated in some ways. I'm not happy that people got fired, but I do think that it's, like I've said many times, you're always going to look like the bad guy when you've got to take that stuff away. If you've got two parents at home with a kid and the one parent gives this kid ice cream for dinner and then the other parent comes home and takes away the ice cream, who's going to look bad? The person who takes away the ice cream or the person who probably shouldn't have given the ice cream in the first place? Like, it's a rough situation to be in. Gary says Dallo is still a weak link. At least Ahmad is a threat offensively. Dallo just hasn't. If Dallo doesn't learn to put pressure on the ball when we're defending in our own half, and if he keeps just letting players pick their crosses at will, we are going to concede so many goals. Because, like you said, like talking about some of the weak points, I said it the other day. Like, I think defending crosses into the box is still a weakness for us. We have an extra center back than every other team has on the pitch at any given time, and we still look weak against crosses in the box. No one puts pressure on the ball. Nobody jumps, and if they do jump, they're just no one. The keeper doesn't come off his line. Onana. I'm not picking him out in the summer because he didn't play, but I'm just saying in general. And that's hard. All of that culminates in just liability. Keeper doesn't come off the line. Defenders don't jump. Wide defenders don't put pressure on the ball. This is a perfect storm of how to concede a goal in the Premier League, especially. We come up against a David Moyes side when that's all they do is put crosses in the box, or Arsenal or something. Like, we're going to have a rough day.
Mm-hmm.
So Dallo's got to do better. He just stands there with his arms behind his back, bent over, just jockeying. Dude, just step in a little bit, communicate, point your finger where you want your teammates to look out for something. It's really not hard. This is one of the things that like separates people. You can tell people who, when you play like indoor or something like co-ed or something, you can tell the people who don't play from the people who do play, because the people who do play are always talking. And the people who don't, they're quiet. You can hear a pin drop, and so just talk. And sometimes it's not even just words. Just point, hand up when I want the ball. Point it ahead of you if I want the ball, like fed into space or something. Down at my feet if I want the ball to feet. Communication. We just don't do it. Let's see what we got here.
We talked about that last year too. How it seemed too quiet with the back line, like they wouldn't communicate.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I need Mazraoui, like, to take, like I've said, you don't have to wear the armband to be a leader. And I think that we need leaders back there. So Dennis says Dallo is straight poop. He's not great. He's really not great, man. Niche fan says, yeah, but with respect, that's a false analogy. Neither parent has a massive debt in that analogy. These people have families to feed. I mean, I think it's the analogy that I'm making is not focusing so much on the people who got fired. I'm talking about the decision to have to do it. The people that we had in these positions, we had a bloated workforce. If you look over the last several years, when we've had the debt has not really been taken care of, but we kept adding more people to the workforce. It was one of the highest workforces in the Premier League. It really didn't have to be, and so that's the point. And then when Ineos came in and did their audit, they were not impressed with the state of things, like some of the conditions in some of the dressing rooms. Some of the conditions, I think, was like in the IT department they picked out was like just sloppy and stuff. It's like, if you got a new boss coming in, you might want to clean up your fucking desk, like, and just make it look a little bit professional. Dylan, if you were chilling at your school and you had a new principal or something come in, would you not just clean up your classroom a little bit? Would you not just kind of straighten up? You'd probably be like, oh, shit, I need to get my shit together.
I do that now, but whenever the principal comes in.
Yeah, like, it just is what it is. So, and Niche fan, like I said, I don't like the firing people. I've said it many times in this channel. If you're new, you probably haven't seen a lot of that because we haven't talked about it since it happened. But and I have challenged Ineos to come up with better solutions to some of this, other than just sack things. Be more proactive. You get paid a lot of money. You have people in these roles who are paid a lot of money to come up with better solutions. And so it is what it is. I don't like it. I understand a lot of the reasons that they have to do it are not of their own making. So I think people need to remember that as well. A lot of this is down at the Glazers, and then I criticized Sir Jim and Ineos. Like, you knew what all this stuff was when you before you bought the club. You knew what it was when you shook the hand, signed the paperwork, and bought the club. So what did you think you were getting into? You knew it all. It wasn't like you were hit off guard. So I hear every side is what I'm saying, Niche fan. So I hear it, man. I do. Gary says, Moyes trying to sign Grealish is bizarre. I didn't think he liked capable footballers. If Grealish goes to Everton, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm going to laugh so hard. That's such a wasted footballer, dude. Seriously.
He's been partying since they won the Champions League.
God, jeez.
One
They keep
is
signing
their
wingers.
players.
I'm like, take the hint, man. One more friendly to go before the season begins, and this weekend at Old Trafford against Fiorentina, and a return to Old Trafford for a certain David De Gea. How are you feeling about that?
I wish we would have given him the send-off he deserved while he was still wearing United red. He deserved that for being just a phenomenal servant. Yes, as he got older, started to make mistakes. We criticized him, but I mean, did we ever see him say anything negative about the club, about anything about it? Was he not out, supporting charities and other players and groups like that? I mean, just a phenomenal individual. And I'm glad he's going to come back. I'm glad he's going to get the send-off he deserves. And I really, really hope that we can sell out that stadium and just send him out the right way because that he deserves that. So.
Yeah, I mean, I love. I mean, at his peak, what was that, 15, 16-ish? He was probably the best shot stopper in Europe, hands down.
100%.
Hands down. He would have had another Golden Glove to him had not been for Chris Smalling OG back in, 15, 16 or something. I think Peter Cech got it that year. But great servant to the club, was here for a long time. Yes, wasn't the best with the ball at his feet. Wasn't the most physical goalkeeper, which it is what it is. We definitely were shifting to a different profile requirement under Ten Hag, which is why Onana was brought in. But I thought it was weird the way we offered in the contract, then we took the contract away. I thought that was just really weird. He was on a lot of money a week, but that being said,
that just seemed disrespectful to me. Like, I know we were trying to get his wages down, but servant like that, he still was very effective at saving the ball. And I remember that summer, I'm like, yeah, we need a goalkeeper, but it wasn't the biggest thing we needed.
Yeah,
David still worked well, and I just didn't. It felt kind of scummy the whole way around. But kudos to David for going to Fiorentina, helping them get to the semifinals of the Conference League.
Yeah.
So kudos to them.
Yeah. Is it weird that I want to crowdfund or start a GoFundMe to get a huge tifo for him at the friendly? Is that weird?
That's awesome.
Would people help? Would people go in on that? I tweeted and I tagged the club officially, and I tagged De Gea. Like what would it take to get that thing? I would love to see a David De Gea tifo at the club at Old Trafford on the weekend.
That'd be fantastic.
Danny says if you were Onana, out of respect, I wouldn't even show up. Well, to be fair to Onana, he's not ever showed up in a United shirt. So what are you gonna do? Yeah, he's a net negative, bro, for real. Gary wants to absolutely batter Arsenal. Statement win. They've been dreadful preseason. Yeah, Gyökeres is not having a great time of it from what I heard. I've not watched any Arsenal friendlies, of course.
They lost 3-2 today.
Oh, did they? Well,
Via Real.
Arteta, man. Arteta's got to go. If they want to get anywhere, that club, Arteta's got to go. It just does. There's no, he's not it. He's just not it. So, but hey, not mine. Not my club, not my problem, not my circus, not my monkeys, as the parents say. Victoria is watching from Nigeria. Big up, Nigeria. I just reading something about Lagos. I love Nigerian food. I absolutely love Nigerian food. So big up, Victoria from Nigeria. Thank you. Gary said, "Guy's a fraud." He absolutely is a fraud. Onana is. We spent a lot of money on him too, so I'm not a huge fan. But yes. So everybody pitch in. We're going to get a tifo for David De Gea on the weekend against Fiorentina. Dill, what are your thoughts on this? We're going to talk really briefly about this because a lot of these comments from Amorim were made a little bit in jest. They weren't serious, but just basically he says in joking kind of, my ambition is to remain at United for the next 20 years. I genuinely believe in that. It's my objective. I understand I spent a lot of goodwill last season, but now it's time to look ahead. Again, not 100% serious, but again, it just got me thinking, when we spoke a little bit about this yesterday, what are people's thoughts on long term managers? Like, what's your cutoff? You know, what do you consider long term? What would it take for you to back someone? Is it just a season by season assessment? Is it like, no, I believe in this person. We're in a rebuild. This is for the long haul. Like Ferguson, would he have been here if people were this impatient? Arteta, I'm surprised is still here. Klopp took 4 years to do anything. Man City, Pep, nothing in the first season after City had literally already won a league and Pep had already won trophies. To not win anything his first season at City is a big deal. Where do you stand on long term managers? Is the era of the long term manager dead once Pep leaves City? Is that just a thing now?
I think
A lot of
the
questions.
era of
Sorry.
the long, yeah, no, you're right. I think the era of the long-term manager, as we've kind of known it, being with Arsene Wenger, with Sir Alex, with some of the older managers from those eras that you and I grew up with, that's probably gone. I
Yeah.
think just with the way now at the lower level, it will probably be more. You'll probably see that happen just with the way costs go and things like that. You'll see managers that might stay longer just because of the way you have a structure in place. They make it work. They're competitive, and you have a product that goes out there. So you may see that last a little bit longer. But I think just the way the Premier League, especially, it's more marketable and how a lot of things are basis cost driven and things like that. I think you're going to see there's more impetus on being successful, and if you can't continually produce that, you're going to see more manager turnover. It doesn't to say that you can't have somebody stay 20 years. It's just going to be very difficult, more difficult than when Sir Alex was there,
Yeah.
because of how much is tied into this. So I think more long term, what we're going to see is if you get to about 7 years, 5 to 7 years, that's probably what people are going to say you're long term. You've been at that club long term. Um, so like we could look at Arteta right now and say, well, he's been at Arsenal for long term. He hasn't really done anything, but um, that could be where the bar starts to get set. I'd love for Amarin if we do well for him to stay that long,
Yeah.
but I don't see in today's day and age that being what happens.
I'm always I'm always curious, right? So you've got your rebuild period,
Yeah.
which is probably going to take a couple of years. I don't expect a challenge for the league or anything in the next year or so. It would be great if we would. I mean, who knows?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
never going to say never, but I don't expect it. So, but like, let's say hypothetically, in a couple of years we win the league, and then maybe we win a domestic cup or we get to a Champions League final the following year or something. Like, if you win the league and then maybe you stumble for a couple of years, does that earn you like a stay of execution for another? Have you seen enough or something, or is it like no? Every year I treat it as a new thing and go basically like, are we higher in the table? Did we push hard? And if not, then that's a step back and I want you gone. Like, what would it take? Where does the distinction lie between what we see on the table, what we see trophies wise, and like what we're seeing actually happening like behind the scenes or in the dressing room, or like progress being made in terms of like rebuilding and stuff? Like,
yeah.
if like Pep, like nothing, right? Not last year. Like, that's a significant step back after they won a treble a couple of years ago. So like some people would say Pep's earned it. That's my point. Like, at what point do you earn like a stumbling block season? At what point do Arteta, like Arsenal fans, need to start looking at Arteta a little bit and asking themselves the hard questions? Like, at what point in Liverpool's rebuild under Klopp did fans decide like, yeah, we're back in this, or no, we need to get someone in soon? I'm not a Liverpool fan, so I don't know what Liverpool fans were saying those first couple of years under Jurgen Klopp, but like, there's a lot of different things going on when it comes to managers earning that time. Now, again, long term, is football itself just changing so much that it's almost impossible for one manager to keep up with it over a 20-year period? Can you imagine Ferguson in the modern game doing his Ferguson stuff for 20 years right now? Like, it'd be difficult with all the changes and everything. And again, it's not necessarily me wanting 100% clarity from you or answers from anyone. It's just to get people thinking and kind of like thinking out loud and discussing it, because there's so much different factors at play, I think, in this question. I honestly don't know just if 20-year manager thing is a thing anymore. Not because I don't think there are managers good enough. I think the game is just changing too rapidly now. I think that owners are too impatient, fans are maybe too impatient, that even a little bit of a stumbling block, even a couple of years stumbling block, I don't know if that's going to be enough for people anymore. I mean, Pochettino got to a Champions League final and was not back because Spurs had to build their stadium and then got fired. Like months later, Van Gaal got sacked like the next day after lifting the FA Cup. Like it's really interesting that you can still win and do that. Gary says, still got Simeone as well. Yep, Simeone. Moyes has about 75 years at Everton. I think Moyes aged about 75 years when he joined United personally. But, Victoria says, if Ruben gives us what we need, he can stay for over 21 years at the club. He's a young guy. Can you see a 60-year-old Ruben Amorim at United?
Oh yeah, I think that'll probably be about when he's like, I've been here long enough, though.
Yeah, that's funny, man. Trying to get caught up here. Niche says, who wants to spend 20 years at a stadium? Well, we're going to be in a new stadium by then, hopefully. So if we get this land situation figured out. So we'll be in a new stadium probably in the next half dozen years or so. Let's see. Gary says, Klopp pretty much did what we're doing now. Fix Liverpool's attack, then work backwards to the team. We did it with the defense first last season, attack this season. Yeah, Liverpool did. I don't like giving them credit, but they did a proper rebuild. They were patient. They didn't make any panic moves. They wanted Virgil van Dijk. They got caught for tapping up Virgil van Dijk. They had to wait till January to get Virgil van Dijk. Like, that's how you do it. They didn't just go out and say, well, we can't get him, but we want to spend money now, so let's just go buy another £75 million defender. No, they went out and got guys like I always forget the freaking kid's name. The Cameroonian skinny dude who used to play for them. It's right on the tip of my tongue. They got that kid, and he came from Schalke. And they got him for free, and they got Ragnar Klavan for free. People forget him as well. Who was the freaking dude's name now? I can't remember his name. Somebody remind me. So, and then they waited patiently, and that's part of it as well. And I think that they had a long-term plan. Liverpool, Klopp was a part of that plan. It wasn't like, Klopp, what do you want? It was like, Klopp, this is what we're doing. You fit that. Come join us, kind of a thing. But I like that. Matip, that's the one thing. I always forget that little bastard's name. But he was free. Klavan, free. Like, they didn't just go out and blow money because they couldn't get their target. What were you saying, Bill?
But one thing with this, and just from what I've kind of looked at with that Arsenal rebuild, Liverpool rebuild, we saw success. You saw success with Klopp, but it started out differently. They made it to a European final, lost the Europa League. Then they won a couple of cups. Okay, that showed some progress. And then they were getting up in the Premier League, challenging for that title with City before they won it in the COVID year. And like Arsenal are kind of doing the opposite. They're like they're like doing well in the league, but they're not winning it, and they're doing okay in Europe, but they're not winning it. And so it almost feels like Arteta's built the structure, but he may not be the guy with the killer instinct to get them over the edge. And that is one thing to look out for with us. Is Amorim the guy that's going to put the structure in place, and is he going to be the guy to put the killer instinct in the team? He seems like it right now. I've liked what I've seen. He's changing the character. I think he's doing better at that than Arteta is. I don't see the same level of commitment from the Arsenal players that I see right now with the players.
Arsenal players they're starting to give me the impression that they're not really buying. I think Arsenal players thought they would be winning something by now. They're not, and I don't blame them.
And I think we've seen that just with Amorim's background. He's not going to be this guy. He wasn't this guy that was super well known. He had to work. He worked for everything to get where he was to play where he was. Not that these other guys aren't, but the mentality I think was different for him than it was for Arteta. Arteta was the better player. Things came a little bit easier for him. So not that he didn't work hard, but the way things go about it, I think Amorim has more of that grit, grind, anger to go for it, to do the right things, to enforce those right things, and I think Arteta might just not have that same level. That might be a little bit a negative for him.
Cool. And Amorim is way more developed as a coach. Arteta's literally only coaching experience before he was handed the Arsenal job was Pep's assistant. I'm sorry, that's not good enough. Amorim's managed a couple different clubs before he got to United, and he's done well. Arteta had there's no reason. It was like when they gave Pirlo the Juventus job. Like, why? What are you doing? Like,
But and I was going to say, Amarin had like one of his first jobs. He changed systems way through the season. Said, if this doesn't work, I'm quitting. And it
yeah.
was like he was, that level of that's something every manager coach has to go through.
I almost wonder if Ineos are going so hard this summer on players because they've really got to kind of hold themselves accountable to the Ten Hag, the Ashworth, and then paying extra to get Amorim. Like, if we're gonna not try to look foolish with making those decisions, we've got to give this guy some tools to work with. Like, you can't hire a carpenter and then not give him any tools to fix your house. Like, you've got to actually let him work. So, niche fan, I've been saying this for years, bro.
That'd be awesome.
We need to be looking at like the Brightons and the Benficas and their scouting team and just hijack those guys. Those are the players to do that.
Especially their South American departments.
Well, that's just Danny. We're just going to get Danny to go do that for us. My SAS, the South American scout, Gary says this will be Arteta's last season. Any other club he'd have been shit canned years ago. It's funny, like, a striker is the one thing that they've yet to get. They finally got one, Arsenal, and he's not looking super great so far. So we'll see. They still got, people forget they've got Havertz, they've got Gabriel Jesus and stuff. Like, I'm not saying that they've got those guys to count on, but they've got a lot of players that they don't. For all this talk that they had when Edu was in charge and stuff, and now this new guy, Andrea Berta, cool, you got Gyökeres, awesome player, awesome pickup, but what else are you doing? You've been chasing Zubameni for a while. You finally got that. You got freaking, Norgard? Cool.
Norgard, yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that going to do? That's the Fabian Delph stuff, like, right there. That's just something that you got just to, like, that doesn't make any sense.
There's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Fabian Delph, the homegrown quota signing that people don't want to admit. So, yeah, manager stuff is interesting. I think that it's kind of like what they said about, like, human beings. Like the scientists will talk about, like, for so many years there was, like, the development overall in, like, the galaxy was, like, super slow, but then, like, in the last, like, 1,000 or something, like, years, everything just got super, super rapid. Like, it just it's like, I feel it getting to be like that with managerial tenures now. They started off really long, and then it's like boom, boom, boom. Like, how many managers did Ajax go through after Ten Hag left? Like, it's embarrassing. And Wolves have gone through quite a few as well. Forest, like, it's insane out here, dude. So, and we can't talk because we've gone through like 6 or 7 in the last decade. So it is a little bit ridiculous. But what are you going to do? Let me get this guy off the screen. So, I want to get your thoughts on this real quick. Hold on one second. So I saw this coming from somebody talking about Sunderland. I didn't know if you'd seen this. So Sunderland recently did this with their season tickets, I get. So I guess any season ticket holder over the age of 85 that has held a season ticket for at least 3 seasons will get a free season ticket. If they've already paid for it, they will get a full refund. That's crazy to me, like, in a good way. Like, I can't ever in my life picture the current owners of United doing anything like that. They'd probably find a way to charge them double.
Yeah, that to me, when I saw that, I was like, that's awesome. Feel good story. They've been a supporter for so long. Show them some respect, some kindness. That's fantastic. And then I thought the second thing I thought was the same thing. Is like, United would never do that.
Yeah, so we're never going to do that. We'll just find a way to move their season ticket seat someplace. What about, did you see the thing that came out a couple weeks ago? I didn't really talk about it, but now they're giving people the option to, like, permanently buy their seats or something at Old Trafford, right? If you pay like $4,000 at the new stadium, I think, actually, you can get your seat for life, basically, as a season ticket holder. It's like $1,000 for the season ticket. Another $3,000 if you want that specific seat, like, for life, basically.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I saw that. It was really weird. No one's forcing anybody to do it, but it is what it is. Gary says, Gyökeres wouldn't inspire me with confidence. Granted, it's preseason, but his previous experience in England wouldn't fill me with confidence. We definitely got the better deal with. I do think Gyökeres is probably the best striker in the world personally. I watched him a lot at Coventry. You guys know I did that scouting report on him when he was still there. He was literally almost, I think Chuba Akpom just beat him in the goal scoring for that season, but he was an absolute baller at Coventry personally. But Gary says classy move. Yeah, it is classy from Sunderland. That I do like that. I do like when people take care of it. Sunderland, they've got this new owner, this young guy who's just really working hard to get them back, and they've got promotion now. And they've taken on this model, sold Joe Bellingham as well. They've got another couple players they can probably make some money off of in the future. They picked up Granit Xhaka, which is a big move for them. I thought Christian Eriksen could have been a good pickup for them as well. You get a little bit of that bite from Xhaka. You get a little bit of that silk from Eriksen in midfield. And I think that could have been an excellent little pivot for them personally. But it is a bit classy. I do like that. And then what do you make of this too? Joro Hato, who I guess is joining Chelsea from Ajax, which in a move that really bums me out. He's Chelsea's 49th signing in the last 4 years. 49 signings ago for United was Ander Herrera in June 2014. 49 signings ago for Liverpool was Nathaniel Klein in 2015. So Chelsea have made almost 50 signings in 4 years. You'd have to go back 12 years, almost 12 years for us to get the 50, and almost 11 for Liverpool. That's insane.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I always forget about Chelsea because I just don't ever think about Chelsea.
Yeah. First of all, big up to Ander Herrera. We'll always love you.
Yeah.
But second thing, this is absolute madness. Like this is not sustainable. Not.
No.
I was talking with somebody at work today. I'm like, every part of this, and we both agreed, every part of this smells raw.
Yep.
Like there's no way any of this is legal, things like that. Like something's going on behind the scenes that we're going to find out 20 years from now. And yeah, it's just going to be one of those things. It's like, my gosh.
They spent so much money in like 2 or 3 years alone, man. It's insane.
Yeah. I made this point too. And I don't know Chelsea's structure with their academy, but I was just looking at it, like, what's the point of having one if you're just going to buy all these young players?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
They just sell them for a little bit of cash here and there. You remember Chelsea got done a few years back for just loaning out like 24 players, basically. And then they got banned, they got fined. Yeah, Chelsea. So, like, it's not only a Todd Bowley thing. Chelsea have just always been doing this. And this is what happens when you get owners who just spend money and they don't quite realize that you can't do that. Like, you just can't do it. Like, it's not sustainable, like you say.
If I were United right now, I'd be looking to poach Chelsea's academy kids, because I'd be if I'm a Chelsea academy kid right now and I'm looking at all these new signings coming in, I'm like, why would I stay here? They obviously don't want me to be part of the first team.
Who's the last player that the Chelsea even had? Is that Reece James? Is that it?
I think so.
Like, that's it.
I'm not sure, but it very well could be. It's just very frustrating.
And this, I think, and then you're going to get the people who complain that PSR makes it so you have to sell the academy players. But, like, it's not like Chelsea are getting a lot of money for these academies. Can anybody even name me an academy player that came from, or maybe Mason Mount? That's about it. Like, that's it. And so, yeah, the hammer is going to fall, hopefully. I'm still waiting for the hammer to fall on City. I don't know when that's going to happen, but Gary says
I'm not holding my breath.
Season. How many billions have Chelsea? Like, that's insane, dude. So I thought that was interesting. Like, I always like to get people's thoughts on stuff like that. You guys know we usually end things with a little odds and ends. So Gary says, I don't understand is what the hell does any player see in Chelsea? It's a complete clusterfuck of a club. Hey, those are the Conference League champions you're talking about there. Put some respect in their name. Keep their name out of your fucking mouth.
Also the Club World Cup champions.
Ugh, God. Is it sad that I rate now like the current iterations of the Conference League higher than the Club World Cup nonsense? Where do you rank these things? Club World Cup, Premier League Summer Series, Nations League, Conference League. Where does the hierarchy land in there, man? This PL Summer Series is a joke.
Oh yeah, but I still think that's Club World Cup. I mean, we saw some of those scores. You didn't actually start to have actual matches until you got to the round of 16.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
And I didn't watch any of it besides 20 minutes of PSG versus Bayern.
Yeah.
And even that didn't look very good because it's preseason, so they're they're trying to figure it. The guys are out of shape. Passes don't look right. So
Any tournament takes place in the summer that isn't the Euros or the World Cup, I don't really care about. Like, let's just be honest. Gary says Club World Cup is just preseason. Yeah, it is. When you've got Bayern playing a team who is basically they're all part-time footballers because they all have full-time jobs, and a lot of them couldn't even get off their regular jobs to come play in the Club World Cup. Like this is what we're doing here. Like this is where football is now. Like come on.
Let's just think about that for a second. That's astounding to me that you tell your employer, "Yeah, I'm going to go play in the United States in this huge soccer or football competition." I didn't say it. You didn't hear it. Football competition.
That's strike two.
And
put a dollar in the soccer jar, Dylan.
Against Bayern, PSG, exactly. And they say, "No, I don't want. You can't go." I'm like, what?
Sorry.
Oh.
Leslie called in sick. We need somebody to run the register. Bill, what are you doing? You can't go play. Sorry, not gonna happen. Oh boy, those customer service calls aren't going to answer themselves, buddy.
Exactly.
Let's go. Who's going to run this? Yeah, it's embarrassing. Like they're just. I mean, God bless them. They're trying to make these things legitimate. I get it. They're trying to get the U.S. fans involved, and a lot of people. This is the most they're going to get. This is the only time a lot of people are ever going to see United. I get it. I do. It's just. Let's just be honest. You can give it a trophy. You can put it in a bracket or a group stage system like this PL Summer Series all you want to. But at the end of the day, it's a friendly by any other name is still a friendly. All I ever want of the summer or in the international friendlies is just no injuries. That's all I want. And we didn't get any injuries. So knock on wood, right?
I just did.
Gary says, AFCON. I thought that was just Gary getting excited about Baleba again. Sorry. AFCON could be a big problem for us in Jan, says Gary. I mean, who we got? Onana, I mean, that helps. That helps us. Mbuemo, yeah, probably going to hurt us a little bit. Mazraoui, going to hurt. If we get Baleba, he's Cameroonian as well. That's going to hurt us too. So it is a big hit for us. Thankfully, now we've got a lot of players, and so maybe we won't notice it too much just with the sheer numbers perspective, but maybe we can convince them to come down with the international flu and just stay home. Like that's all I ever ask is these players recognize who pays your salary and just stay home. Like, I don't really care. So Fergie used to do it all the time. I really don't care anymore. So, but in any case, that is going to do it for me. Unless you've got any other topics or any other final thoughts on any of this you want to talk about. If we just want to take a moment to laugh at Newcastle again, because
it's always fun to make the Jordy barcodes feel bad. So
man, that's so funny, man. It's ridiculous. If we get, this is gonna be so funny.
Okay, 2 summers in a row, we screwed them. Okay, what's next year going to be? We need to make it a trifecta here.
If they lose Isak too, I wonder what's going to happen for them, man. Like that's going to be rough. Maybe they'll go for Watkins or something. I thought I saw they were linked with a striker earlier today. I can't remember who they were linked.
I feel like I saw it was Watkins.
Oh, maybe it was Nicholas Jackins. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
apparently 80 million. Apparently. What?
No.
Oh shit! All right, guys. Well. That's been the Kickabout, you guys. Please make sure you're liking the video. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please make sure you check those memberships because Legends memberships do enable you to jump on to talk about a couple of these topics if you want to. Just saying that's out there. Go check out the GoGoalShop code in the description if you guys want $5 off when you register using that code. You can get this year's home and away shirts already. They do have that baseball jersey one on there too. I saw like the red one with the black pinstripes. Pretty sick. They've got training kits and stuff too. Go check out the UVE store. I just took advantage of the 20% off sale the other day that just ended and got this Class of 92 hoodie. So this is awesome. Fits like a dream. So go check that out as well, you guys. Until next time, we could be meeting up again tomorrow to talk about some Here We Goes. We could get some news. Maybe we'll get some Baleba developments, but we will see what's going on. Gary's going to go troll on the Newcastle forums a bit. Awesome. Yes, go troll the Newcastle fan in your life. Everybody go harass the Newcastle fan in your life tonight before you go to bed. Do your good deeds. The Lord's work you all are doing. So until then, you guys, take it easy. Dylan, it's been a blast as always. Thank you, my friend, for stopping by. Say good night to everybody.
Thank you, Sean. Good night, everyone. I hope you guys all have a good night. Enjoy yourselves out there.
If you guys weren't able to catch the live, leave a comment. You guys know I check the comments, you guys. Until then, thank you, everybody, for getting involved. Thank you, Gary, absolute legend, for your super chats. I do appreciate that. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy.
Enjoy the pain of the Newcastle fans, everyone.
Yes. Put a little